because for them it is not an option, it is their norm. White right pointing backhand index. Why do successful people read books and work on themselves? Because they do not question it. White right pointing backhand index. The fewer choices, the easier it is to act. Fire what to do. White heavy checkmark. Remove the choice. I do it because it's my standard. Either I do it or I don't, there's no other way. White heavy checkmark. Act first. The sooner you start, the less chance your brain has of making excuses. White heavy checkmark. Responsibility. If you know someone is waiting for your result, you won't be able to stop. White right pointing backhand index. The Stoics taught, don't hesitate, just do it. Choice is weakness. You already know the main rules. White heavy checkmark. Motivation is unreliable, only discipline works. White heavy checkmark. Don't trust your emotions, they deceive you. White heavy checkmark. Get rid of the choice and discipline will become easy. Electric light bulb. But how to make discipline work effortlessly? Electric light bulb. Why do people break down and quit what they started? Electric light bulb. How to create a system that will keep you going, even when you don't feel like it. White right pointing backhand index. This part will give you the key tools to never stop again. Fire lesson 4, automate discipline and you won't have to force yourself. Electric light bulb. Willpower is limited. If you rely only on it, you lose. What do most people do? Crossmark. Every day they try to force themselves to act. Crossmark. They wage an internal battle with their thoughts, should I do it or not? Crossmark. They spend energy on resistance instead of acting. Police cars revolving light. The main mistake. White right pointing backhand index. Discipline should become a part of your day, like brushing your teeth. White right pointing backhand index. If you do something automatically, you no longer need to force yourself. White right pointing backhand index. The system is more important than willpower. Fire what to do. White heavy checkmark. Tie the habit to another action, after waking up the cold shower. After coffee 10 minutes of reading, after work sports. White heavy checkmark. Make the process so easy that it was impossible to refuse. Start small so that the brain does not resist. White heavy checkmark. Create a clear schedule. If you know what and when you need to do, you will not have a chance to doubt. White right pointing backhand index. The Stoics taught, the fewer decisions, the stronger the discipline. Lesson 5, don't be addicted to quick results. Electric light bulb. Most people quit because they want instant results. What happens? Crossmark. They start playing sports, but don't see changes in a week. Crossmark. They learn a new skill, but don't become masters in a month. Crossmark. They quit because it seems to them that nothing works. Police cars revolving light. The main truth. White right pointing backhand index. Any big result is dozens of invisible steps. White right pointing backhand index. If you don't see changes, it doesn't mean that they don't exist. It means that you haven't reached the breakthrough point yet. White right pointing backhand index. Victory always comes to those who don't stop. Fire what to do. White heavy checkmark. Don't think about quick results, focus on the process. White heavy checkmark. Write down every little bit of progress, it will give you a sense of growth. White heavy checkmark. Instead of evaluating yourself every day, evaluate yourself after the 3rd of June months. White right pointing backhand index. The Stoics taught, patience is a sign of strength. The one who endures the longest wins. High voltage sign. Lesson 6, use the last step method. Electric light bulb. Most people give up right before the finish line. What happens? Crossmark. They reach a critical point and stop. Crossmark. They feel tired, burned out, and give up. Crossmark. They forget that there is only one step left. Police cars revolving light. But the Stoics knew, the greatest victory is when you go further than you are ready. White right pointing backhand index. Your brain will tell you, enough, this is hard, stop. White right pointing backhand index. But if you take one more step, you will reach a new level. White right pointing backhand index. This is the moment when you become stronger than 99% of people. Fire what to do. White heavy checkmark. When you want to stop, take one more step. You are closer than you think. White heavy checkmark. When it seems that there is no progress, keep going. Breakthrough comes after the darkest moment. White heavy checkmark. Never decide to give up when you are tired. Rest and then continue. White right pointing backhand index. The Stoics taught, strength is not in not feeling tired, but in acting despite it. You have already done the main thing. White heavy checkmark stopped relying on motivation and started taking action. White heavy checkmark automated discipline so that you no longer waste willpower on it. White heavy checkmark stopped expecting quick results and started focusing on the process. White heavy checkmark mastered the last step method, learn not to stop when things get tough. Electric light bulb. The last step remains. White right pointing backhand index. How to make discipline your identity. White right pointing backhand index. Why do 99% of people fail and how not to be one of them? White right pointing backhand index. What do you need to do to never quit again? Rocket. This part will put the final point. Fire. Lesson 7. Discipline is who you are. Electric light bulb. Most people think discipline is what they do. But the Stoics knew discipline is who you are. What do weak people do? They say, I'm trying to be disciplined. Crossmark. They give themselves a chance to stop because they don't associate themselves with willpower. Police cars. Revolving light. What do strong people do? White right pointing backhand index. They say, I am a disciplined person. White right pointing backhand index. They accept discipline as part of their personality. White right pointing backhand index. They no longer hesitate to do something, they just do it. Fire. What to do? White heavy checkmark. Stop trying to be disciplined, just become one. White heavy checkmark. Every time you feel like backing down, ask yourself, what would a disciplined person do? White heavy checkmark. Remember, what you do every day is who you are. White right pointing backhand index. The Stoics taught, you are your actions, not your thoughts. Lesson 8. You either progress or you degrade. Electric light bulb. There is no stagnation. You either grow or you fall back. What happens to those who allow themselves to rest from discipline? Crossmark. They think they can take a break and then come back. Crossmark. They postpone for a day, then a week, then quit altogether. Crossmark. They return to the starting point because they do not understand the main rule. Police cars. Revolving light. If you do not move forward, you roll back. White right pointing backhand index. The Stoics knew discipline is not something that can be turned on and off. This is a continuous process. White right pointing backhand index. If you take even small steps forward, you win. White right pointing backhand index. If you stop, you have already started to lose. Fire. What to do? White heavy checkmark. Every day, take at least a minimal step in the right direction. White heavy checkmark. Remember, there is no break, there is only forward movement or degradation. White heavy checkmark. If you lose your rhythm, do not scold yourself, but immediately return to the system. White right pointing backhand index. The Stoics taught, the strong is the one who moves forward, even if very slowly. High voltage sign. Lesson 9. Always remember why you started. Electric light bulb. In moments of weakness, people forget why they started in the first place. What happens? Crossmark. They face difficulties and think that it makes no sense. Crossmark. They get tired and begin to doubt their goal. Crossmark. They forget that change requires patience. Police cars. Revolving light. If you stop now, you will lose everything you started for. White right pointing backhand index. Why are you doing this? White right pointing backhand index. Why did you decide to change in the first place? White right pointing backhand index. What would your life look like if you didn't quit and saw things through to the end? Fire. What to do? White heavy checkmark. Always write down your reasons and reread them in moments of weakness. White heavy checkmark. Visualize yourself in a year. Who will you be if you don't stop? White heavy checkmark. Never make decisions when you are tired. Rest and then decide. White right pointing backhand index. The Stoics taught, the one who remembers his goal will never go astray. Fire. Final conclusion. You have changed forever. Electric light bulb. Before, you could quit halfway. Now never again. White right pointing backhand index. Discipline is not a choice, it is a part of you. White right pointing backhand index. You no longer depend on motivation, you just act. White right pointing backhand index. You no longer doubt yourself because you know who you are. Fire. Now you are the one who always gets things done. White right pointing backhand index. Congratulations. You are no longer the person you were yesterday. You are stronger. Rocket. Fire.